what we did before is I tried joining the Zoom call and it took me like 30 minutes to join it. So now we're gonna do a part 2 because we can't fit it into one video. So
No.
where do we leave off? I think we left off the Graham Gano kicker situation here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That the Giants signed a kicker. I think we're good.
Yep. Giants signed a kicker. Onto the picks, Joe.
Yeah, so as you know, guys, this is our Giggyandjoe cash flow segment. So these are our picks. We've been hot the past couple of weeks. I think last week I wasn't as hot, but I think you got some right, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
So
I think I did pretty well last week.
yeah, so if you want a little sneak peek of our Jets and Chargers picks, that go to part 1 if you haven't already watched part 1. So what game would you want to start with now? Because I have
Let's go Thursday Night Football, Joe. Tennessee Titans versus Pittsburgh Steelers tonight. Will Levis.
Oh man, I'm excited for this game. Yeah, Will Levis is he had a really good debut. I can tell you that. But will his hot streak continue? I don't think so. I think the Steelers will pull this one out. I actually picked Steelers -3. I'm pretty sure it's in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Although I don't know if I'm rooting for I'll root for the Titans, but my pick is Steelers -3. I just want to see Will Levis do well.
Yeah, I hope he succeeds. I like Will coming out. He's like that classic body type you want for a quarterback, like tall, muscular, rocket arm like Josh Allen. He kind of looks like Josh Allen, like his body type. So he's like your classic quarterback that you want, and he played well last week. So his first start, 4 touchdowns, like over 300 yards. So
yeah,
he played really well, Joe. And I'm
to
see if he can do that tonight at Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm just also really excited to see DeAndre Hopkins right now, and I want to see his level of production rise this week again, like he did last week. I don't know why he came to the Titans in the first place. He should have came to the Jets first of all. That I'm kind of pissed on DeAndre on that point. But he just went for the money. But I'm hoping I want to see something good from him tonight. I want to see a good game. I feel like Thursday Night Football recently has been pretty bad.
I am on the Pittsburgh Steelers with the Steelers defensive touchdown in this game.
Oh, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
I think the Steelers are gonna get a defensive touchdown this game.
Yeah, he's a rookie quarterback. It's his second game. You could see an interception happen. You could see a fumble from TJ Watt. You can get something going there. So I believe it. I would take that. I don't know what the odds are on that, but it's probably pretty high. Probably plus like 900.
Yeah,
probably plus 1,000. All right,
probably close to that. Yeah. So Dolphins, Chiefs. Let me just say this before we pick it. This game should be in America. This game should not be in Germany. This game should be in America at Arrowhead on prime time. It is a disaster that this game is in Germany at 9:30 in the morning. This is the best game of the weekend, probably one of the best games of the season so far. Two of the best teams in the AFC, and it is an absolute disgrace that this game is in Germany and not on U.S. soil. I'll say that. And with that, I will pick the Miami Dolphins because number one, they're going to Germany earlier in the time change. The Chiefs aren't going until I think Thursday, Friday. So that's a big part of it. And then number two, Tyreek Hill revenge game.
Tyreek Hill has a good game every game, though. It's not just a Tyreek Hill revenge game. I just think it's the whole team revenge game. Although I'm kind of picking Chiefs -2 because you want to promote your primetime team. The Chiefs have been publicized almost every season the past like 5 seasons. So you want to grow internationally. You want a good game. So I'm picking the Chiefs
on prime time. With this game should be with Chris Collinsworth on prime time.
Yes.
So,
well, and Patrick Mahomes is the NFL's golden boy, so that's another reason.
So you're on who?
The Chiefs -2.
Okay. Vikings, Falcons, Joe. In Atlanta, Falcons just benched Desmond Ridder. It is Taylor Heineke time. Vikings are starting their quarterback after Kirk Cousins went down with an Achilles injury. Jaron Hall is starting for the Vikings. And with Josh Dobbs backing him up, potentially going to play if the Vikings can't get anything going. Give me Taylor Heineke. I like Taylor Heineke. Whenever Heineke gets in the game, it's like a Gardner Minshew kind of magic kind of thing, coming off the bench. For his first start of the season. I think this is just like classic Taylor Heineke comes off the bench. Everyone was wondering where was he this whole time, and I think the Falcons will run away with this one.
So Josh Dobbs isn't starting for the Vikings this week?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, so I was under assumption that Josh Dobbs is playing, but even so, I still might pick the Falcons. I'll pick the Falcons money line. I was thinking about -4, but it's a little bit too risky for me. That's like more than you have to I don't know. You have to score 4 points. That's a lot in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I'll pick the Falcons on that one. How do you think Bijan's gonna play? Real quick question.
I think they're gonna have to utilize him a lot because they have a new quarterback in. The Vikings run a multiple defense, like an omega defense. You never know what's coming. They change week to week. So I think they're gonna have to run the rock a little bit. The Vikings defensive line is kind of isn't great. So I know Daniel Hunter's still there, but the inside is just lacking with talent. So I'm gonna stick with the Falcons.
Okay. Yeah. Falcons still have to utilize their talent. I don't know
Yeah.
why they don't. But
Yeah. I think Bijan's gonna have a good game this week. I think he's due.
hopefully Drake London too, because with Taylor Heineke at quarterback, hopefully he throws it
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
So
Next game is Seahawks Ravens, Joe, in Baltimore. We were talking about this game a little bit before we came on. You're on the Ravens. Why?
I was very, very stuck on both games. I think this is the most underrated game of the week, considering that there's so much like talent this week that's playing each other. Um, you know, I just think the Ravens the past couple of weeks have been on fire. I haven't seen them slow down. They had a crazy game last week. But the Seahawks, man, they've been great as well, and they're competing up with the Lions and the rest of the NFC teams. So I just thought it was a coin flip for me. I think the Ravens are somewhat. I forgot what the line was, but I think they're favored over the Seahawks. It's -6, so
Yeah.
that's a lot for me.
Yeah.
So in this case, I would probably take some player props, um, possibly some Zay Flowers, but I'm just gonna take money line at this point. I wouldn't take the -6. I was also looking at under 44 also, but
Yeah, the under two good defenses, man. I'm gonna take the Seahawks in this one. The Ravens had a good showing against the Lions, but
take a +6 or
I
money
think the
line.
Seahawks are better than everyone's giving them credit for.
Yeah,
So I think the Seahawks have a great defense. I mean, the Lions also had a great defense. It's this game's a pick 'em, but I'm gonna go with Pete Carroll and the Seahawks in this one. I think I might be overthinking it a little bit, but I just like the Seahawks more than the Ravens right now.
a little bit. There's a reason why the Ravens are
Yeah,
-6. I
yeah,
think Vegas knows something with that. So
probably do. They always do.
yeah.
Um, Kyler Murray is back for the Cardinals, going to Cleveland. Joe, Deshaun Watson might not play. He might play. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck cares? Except Browns fans. Um, who is your pick in this one?
Well, obviously I think the Browns are gonna win. I don't really like Kyler Murray. How do you think he even prepared for this game? That's for one
Probably
thing.
playing Madden.
Yeah, probably playing Madden. That's what Tyreek does, and it works well for
Yeah,
him.
I mean,
So,
yeah. But
but I was looking at 37.5. I was thinking of like possibly raising it a little bit. Like if you were to go to game odds and adjust it to like
yeah,
39.5 to 40, I think that'd be a better idea and then go under on that. So that would be my pick if you were to take this game. I'll put it at 39.5 and I'd take the under on that.
okay. I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals, Joe, and here's why.
I'd like to hear it.
This is my pick of the week.
Okay.
Kevin Stefanski, it's not a good head coach. Jonathan Gannon has these boys flying around on defense and offense. They might lose games. They might be 1-7, but the record is not indicative of how this Cardinals team, how hard this Cardinals team has been playing each and every week. Okay. The Browns traded away Donovan Peoples-Jones this week to the Lions. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why you're selling off pieces, but that's a curious decision by the Browns. And I think Kyler Murray's going to come back and prove to everybody why he was the number 1 overall pick and why he is the franchise quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. I think a lot of Cardinals fans are like Josh Dobbs a little bit better because he became a fan favorite for them. But I think Kyler Murray is going to show why he was the number 1 overall pick. And I think Deshaun Watson doesn't love football enough to play again this Sunday, so that's also a big part of it.
Yeah, I'm also not a big fan of Deshaun Watson.
I mean, who knows? Everybody's pain threshold is different. Everybody's pain tolerance is
Yeah,
different. But
that's why. That's
come
why I
on, man!
kind
You're
of picked the
making
under.
$230 million guaranteed. Get your fucking ass on the field. Give me the
I was
card.
never a Deshaun Watson fan. Although when I was a kid, I DM'd Deshaun Watson to come to the Jets, but we don't have to talk about that right now. I don't think Deshaun Watson
I
is a
think we
Jet.
got it there.
That would have been a nightmare if he came to the Jets.
Yeah,
for certain. But that's just me.
Rams, Packers. The Packers are abysmal, Joe. They're awful.
Yes.
They just traded away Rasul Douglas to the Bills, as we said it on the trade deadline show that we just did. Give me the Rams, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, and the boys going into Lambeau and getting a win.
Yeah, and the Rams, I think 3-5 right now. I think they're better than their record, and the Packers are terrible, as I said last week, as I probably said 2 weeks ago, if I can recall. I'm also picking the Rams. I'm gonna take the money line on this one though. They're +3 underdogs, but I'm gonna take the money line at +136.
Okay.
It's kind of a toss up with the wide receivers with Puka and Cooper Kupp. You never know which one's gonna go off. So I would stay away from that in that aspect.
I wouldn't. I would just pick Puka receiving yards and Kupp touchdown.
Yeah, but one goes off, one doesn't. So it's either one or the other for me. I don't think they both go off.
Can't have a bad bet either way. Yeah. I mean, Buccaneers, Texans, Joe, in Houston. I like the Texans here, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And if this was in Tampa Bay, I'd probably be flipped. But I like that. I like this Texas team. I've been riding with them all season long. And I think they're gonna make less mistakes in the end. This game's gonna come over to the turnover battle and field position. So whoever wins the turnover battle is gonna win this one. I think it's gonna be a sloppy game, but I think the Texans are gonna come out on top, maybe with a last-second field goal.
I also love this Houston Texans defense too.
Yep.
Blake Cashman has been great.
Will Anderson.
Yeah, Will Anderson's been
Jimmy
promising
Ward
as well.
Jimmy Ward's been good.
So I'm loving this defense, man. I wish Blake Cashman would have played like that for us,
Now imagine
what?
Imagine if the Texans picked Sauce instead of Derek Stingley. Can you imagine what that deep? Yeah,
it's such a butterfly effect too. It's crazy to think.
It's crazy
I
how
wonder
that
how
works.
Sauce would play on the Texans though. It's strange
I
because
think
we have a good defensive coordinator.
I think he played the exact same.
Yeah, I guess the Texans, their defensive coordinator has been doing pretty well. But yeah. So with the Blake Cashman situation, I posted on Twitter #Mike McCagnon knew. So, he has a bad history of draft picks, but maybe he got that one right.
All right, so we're gonna go over to New England next. Our divisional rival, the New England Patriots, are taking on the Washington Commanders.
Can we just take a break and say this has been the best thing that's happened to me with the Patriots downfall?
Yep.
It's been the best. I'm loving it.
I thought you were gonna say something. I thought you were gonna say like this show is the best thing that ever happened to you, but all right, yeah. I mean, I get. All right. So give me the Commanders on the road against the Patriots. Uh-oh. Joe.
Bro. Yeah, you're frozen. Yeah, you're
Bro, you're
good.
frozen.
You're frozen.
All right, so I picked the Commanders, Joe.
Oof. Okay, I want to pick the Commanders too. I wanted to say that must have been a sign of you being cold and frozen. But I'm gonna still go with the Commanders on this one. I think Sam Howell's underrated. Uh, I also hate the Patriots with my guts, but take this with a grain of salt too, because we're also really biased. So, but I
No,
also
no,
logically I think the Commanders will win this one, but just take it with a grain of
yeah.
salt.
Logically, the Commanders going to win this one. Bears, Saints, Joe. Tyler Badgett going for his third career start against the Saints in the Superdome. Give me the Saints. I think the Saints both offenses are atrocious. But the Saints defense against the Bears offense, they're gonna have a long day. Marshall Lattimore is gonna lock down DJ Moore, then there's really nobody left to throw to.
Yep.
So give me the Saints.
Here's my player prop for this game. I'm gonna take Alvin Kamara receptions. You
Like
saw it
that.
with
Yep.
the Jaguars. Derek Carr loves to dump it to him,
Yep.
so he's gonna get it and possibly also at it with receiving yards too. But I think receptions over receiving yards. But either way, you can stack them if you want. But that's what I'm gonna go with. Um, I was debating. Uh, I was also thinking the Bears too. Not gonna lie. Plus 8.5. I could probably take plus 8.5 Bears.
It's a good number.
Yeah, I think so. But
Um,
I like the Alvin Kamara pick more.
so we'll stay in the NFC South, Joe. Colts, Panthers. Frank Reich is coaching against his old team who fired him last season. Um, give me the Colts and Gardner Minshew going to Carolina, getting a big win. Jim Irsay will not let this team lose to Frank Reich. If he does, if they lose to Frank Reich, Jim Irsay's gonna flip.
Mhm.
Um, so give me the Colts.
I think it's gonna be a little bit of a dumpster fire here. Um, it's looking like a really bad game.
Yeah,
But I'm a flip your pick. I'm gonna go maybe plus I'm gonna raise it to plus 3.5 for Panthers. So I don't know, but it's kind of a toss up for me this game. I don't really like this game at all.
I don't either. Um, the next game, Joe, is gonna be interesting. I want to see where you're at with this. Giants, Raiders. The Raiders fired
Mm.
their GM and Josh McDaniels, their head coach, at 1 o'clock in the morning on was it Tuesday night?
Yeah, I remember FaceTiming you about it, but you didn't answer.
I was on FaceTime. I was on Madden with Kyle.
Yeah, no, I bet.
So, um, last season, Joe, I'm getting deja vu. Okay, last season, Colts fired Frank Reich right after their bad loss to the Patriots. Colts hired Jeff Saturday as interim head coach. They went into Vegas in Jeff Saturday's first head coaching appearance, and beat the Raiders. I think the same thing is going to happen with the Raiders beating the Giants at home. Antonio Pierce is a dog. I love. I don't know if you saw the clip of him talking to the media with the new GM as well. Um, I like Antonio Pierce a lot. He's gonna have these boys going. The vibes are apparently high with the Raiders. Max Crosby said on his podcast. Um, give me the Raiders, Joe. I think I like
Yeah.
the Raiders a lot in this game.
I'm gonna take minus 1.5 Raiders. Actually, no, I'll take money line Raiders because
Yep.
points. It's gonna be hard to get some points in this game. The Giants defense looked pretty well. Looked pretty good last week, and and the past couple weeks too. Except for Deontay Banks has, other than last week, has been looking pretty good as well. Thibodeau had a breakout game last week. Um, but I like this mentality that this Raiders interim head coach has got. He reminds me of Dan Campbell. Um, so I'm going to take Raiders money line on this one. Hopefully, Devontae Adams gets more involved in this game
Yeah.
because I feel bad for him.
Dallas, Philly, their first matchup of the season, Joe. In Philadelphia, Joe, who do you have?
I'm gonna take the Eagles on this one.
Me too.
It's gonna be hard because they play well with each other when they
Yep.
play. It's gonna be a good game for sure. Um,
It's hard to play in Philly.
yes.
I like
Especially
the Eagles a lot.
there's gonna be no Cowboys. I don't know. It's gonna be hard being a Cowboys fan in Philly Stadium. I'll tell you that. There's gonna be some punches being thrown.
Oh yeah.
So I think with that, with the rowdiness and everything, it should have been Sunday Night Football for me, but I'm gonna take the Eagles on this one.
Yep.
I think the only reason they're not Sunday Night Football is because of Damar Hamlin on the Bills and playing the Bengals. I feel like that's gonna be
Good
publicized a
transition,
lot.
Joe.
Yeah,
The Bills are going back to Cincinnati after that tragedy. Thank God Damar Hamlin's okay, and he's played since then. Um, I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills in this one, Joe.
yeah, I agree.
Um, I think they're gonna come out with a lot of emotion. I think Damar's gonna go through a lot of emotions before the game. I'm looking forward to see if they activate him or not for this game.
I think they are.
I think they will too. So I'm gonna pick the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, this game's gonna
Even though
get a
the
lot
Bengals
of
are playing a lot
publicity.
better now.
Yeah. Yeah, the Bengals have been playing well. I'm excited. Trust me, I want the Bengals to win with all my might.
Yep.
But it's going to be hard when America is wanting the Bills to win this game. Um, Obviously Damar Hamlin's going to get tons of publicity. Uh, I just don't like the Bills, but they're going to win. I feel like it's just part of the script at this point.
Yeah,
You
they're
know.
gonna go back and get a win. All
Yeah.
right, Joe. So I think that wraps up our pick segment. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys watch both part 1 and 2. If you have not done that, please do so. Smack the like button.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter.
Hit the subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank
See
you.
you next time.
Peace.